Hamilton County bench trial victory. I recently had a bench trial in Hamilton County. A client was charged with operating a vehicle while intoxicated in a manner which a person was endangered and operating with a blood alcohol concentration greater than 0.15 or more. Both of them Class A misdemeanors, both of them punishable by law up to 1 year in the Hamilton County Jail. What made this case so important is my client also held a commercial driver's license, a CDL. So if he were to get convicted, he would lose that license for 1 year. In other words, he would not be able to work in his career path for at least 1 year because of this DUI. Very early on, he said, Matt, I want to do a trial. I have to do everything I can to save my CDL. I said, absolutely, no problem. We started this trial in Hamilton County Superior Court number 5. We go in, the general facts are, my client is on an ATV in a neighborhood. He falls off and he gets severely injured and is taken to the hospital. By the time the police show up on the scene, my client's already gone. He's already in the hospital being treated. So the police officers are talking to witnesses out on the scene where the incident allegedly occurred. And all they were able to investigate, all they were able to find out in their investigation was my client was at a mutual acquaintance's house. He may have had 2 drinks. At least one of the witnesses say, I saw him have 2 drinks at one point in his hand at different times. He's not double fisting. And then the accident. That's all they had for signs of intoxication because again, he was gone by the time the officers got here. So the officers then show up at the hospital and they draw his blood. Well, there's a lot that could go on with blood and injuries. It could coagulate, there's gonna be oxygen, the BAC, the blood alcohol concentration is gonna be a little bit higher because of the open wounds. When we go to trial, we've got a lot of tricks, but the grand scheme of things, when it came to trying to introduce that blood, we were able to keep that out. And the reason we were able to keep that out is after the physician came in, after the nurse came in and testified as to how the blood was taken out, it turns out that it wasn't done correctly. There were some issues with the protocol. And I'll tell you what, I love Hamilton County. It's probably one of my favorite counties to practice in. And the prosecutor, great guy, awesome prosecutor, did a great job. I had a couple of early tricks. He was already ready for him. He was ready to pounce. He knew his responses. It was a truly, truly great, well thought out trial. And I give this prosecutor credit because when the judge made a ruling to kick out the blood, at that point he realized it was going to be very, very difficult for him to finish the case, to prove the case beyond a reasonable doubt, because I've already beaten one of the counts. So now all he's got is intoxication. At that point, he looked at me, he looked at the judge, he goes, Judge, I no longer wish to proceed, and then ultimately dismisses the case. So I give him a lot of credit because he put up a very, very, very good fight. My client at the end, case gets dismissed, he keeps his CDL, and he can continue his career moving forward. At the Marc Lopez Law Firm, we love fighting DUIs. We could talk about DUIs all day. If you or anyone you know have been charged with a DUI, give us a call, 317-632-3642. And remember, always plead the 5th.